Okay, so now we're talking about regulating competition and antitrust laws. Now, this is really interesting stuff. Basically, what we're talking about is people messing with the markets. And certainly there are a lot of laws out there that try to hinder this. We want to have a free market society, but yet we want people to act appropriately. So it's sort of a balancing act. It's kind of interesting. We have several different acts that have come about over the years. The Sherman Act from 1890, the Clayton Act from 1914 with various amendments and whatnot, Federal Trade Commission Act of 1914. Now the Sherman Act is it puts a restraint on trade, and some of the language from the actual act is every contract, combination in the form of trust or otherwise or conspiracy in restraint of trade or commerce among the several states or with foreign nations is declared to be illegal. And basically what they're talking about is price fixing. And that would be an agreement where two competitors get together and say, hey, you know what, let's charge this price and make a better profit, yada yada yada. So He-Man and Leonardo get together and they sell gas. Okay, they sell gas. They are right off the interstate, and they decide together, instead of charging $3.50 a gallon, they're going to charge $4 a gallon. Well, guess what? If they agree to do that, all those people going on the interstate who don't know any better are going to be paying $4 a gallon for gas, because they've gotten together and said, hey, we're going to charge $4 a gas. They're doing it in competition. Now, the theory is if Buzz-Off comes along and says, well, you know what, you guys have this price fixing thing going on, well, I'm going to be another gas station. I'm going to charge $3.50. He's going to get all the business. But if Buzz-Off isn't here, He-Man and Leonardo get all that money. Now, is that fair to the consumer? No! They're taking advantage. They're charging $4 a gallon when they should be charging $3.50. But if Leonardo charges $3.50 and He-Man charges $3.51, Leonardo's going to get the business. So He-Man will charge $3.49. You see how it works? That's competition. But when they get together and up the price, we got problems. Now, monopoly is a violation of a firm to monopolize, attempt to monopolize, or conspire to monopolize any part of interstate or foreign commerce. This also goes along with predatory conduct, seeking to advance market share by injuring actual or potential competitors by means other than improved performance. Certainly, we've heard about monopolies before. It's a wonderful board game. I've been playing it since I was 2. Don't ever play me. I will kick your butt. However, a monopoly in business is when you take up the whole market share. There have been arguments in the past that Walmart tries to do this, Microsoft tries to do this. Are they really, getting rid of the mom and pop stores? That's a question for the courts. But certainly, having a monopoly is something that is frowned upon because they are taking all the market share and, as such, being able to increase prices. Remember whenever I said He-Man and Leonardo doing price fixing? Well, let's say Leonardo's dead. He-Man is the only gas station within a 30-mile radius. Okay? Where's his competition? That price of gas is going to go up. Analysis of antitrust laws. Rule of reason, test for reasonableness. You got to look at the nature and character of the contracts and the surrounding circumstances. Certainly, just my simple example here of gas stations is only one thing. Do we actually have a contract between the two? Oh, I agree, to keep my price at your price, and I agree to keep my price at your price. What about surrounding circumstances? Just because they have the same price doesn't mean they're, price fixing. It could just be that they're both buying from the same distributor, and since they're buying from the same distributor, they're doing the same markup, and what they're doing is they're charging different prices for the products in their store. That's where they really make their money, by the way. Per se illegality minus proof of activity equals proof of violation. So you got to look at, was there something illegal going on, but you can take away the actual activity to see if there was actually any violation. And courts are going to distinguish this on a case-by-case basis, meaning they got to look at all the surrounding circumstances, totality of the circumstances. what all was going on here to determine whether or not there was any antitrust dealings going on. Now, what happens if you get busted for this? What are the sanctions? Well, you can be subject to criminal fines and imprisonment. I'm sure He-Man and Leonardo would love that. Violations may be enjoined by the courts. Injured party may collect triple damages. Oh, wow. Any property owned in violation of Section 1 of the Sherman Act that is being transported from one state to another is subject to seizure and by forfeiture of the United States. Okay? Anything that affects interstate commerce, y'all, they can get you. Now, what about exceptions to this? Insurance companies. Okay? Foreign cooperatives, shipping, milk marketing, investment companies. Okay? Labor unions. All right? All of these different businesses are excused under the Sherman Act. Okay? Now, what about horizontal price fixing? Horizontal price fixing is an agreement between competitors to fix prices. Okay? That's what we were talking about, Leonardo and He-Man. They're going to get together and they are going to fix their price of gas at $4. Fair is not a defense. Well, it's fair for us to make, that much more money. That's not a defense. Done by small competitors to compete with big competitors is not a defense. All right? You can't do it. Now, what about vertical price fixing? This is an attempt by the manufacturer to control the ultimate retail price for their product. So think about this. All right. You got the manufacturer over here of widgets. He's telling He-Man and Leonardo the price that they have to pay or the price that they have to charge for the product. He's fixing the price. No, he can sell the product, but he can't tell them what to sell it for. Okay? That would be vertical price fixing. So horizontal, let me get this to you. Horizontal, like this, is between competitors. Vertical is whenever you have the retail guy, the distributor or the manufacturer telling the retail guys what to do. Okay? He can set a price that he sells at, but he can't tell the retail guys what to sell it at. Indirect price fixing, that's just an interesting part of the chapter. But certainly being creative, trying to get around these things, it's not going to get you very far.